Paria, welcome. Creator and founder of Blowout&Go.
Thank you, Anthony.
Amazing concept. Can you tell us a little bit, explain it to us, tell us a little bit about it?
It's a beauty tech company that happens to do hair and makeup.
Okay, but that's quite modest because it's become quite an empire, yeah? So, did you always want to be successful like that?
You mean in the hair and makeup industry?
In the beauty industry, yeah.
In the beauty industry.
Yeah.
I'm coming from a background of a fashion industry, actually. But to always wanted to do something big. This has been always a dream for me since I was a very young age. I always wanted to create or do something for myself from young age.
Because Paria in itself, like your social media is huge and your influence is huge in the Middle East. Like how did all that start?
Actually started with organically. Started with being myself and showcase my life.
Okay.
And slowly, you starting gaining your audience and people that getting inspired by you, and you get inspired by them, and then this is how actually everything started.
Okay, great.
I feel if you have something to say or if you have something to show.
Okay, so like our industry, it can be quite challenging. Like, what would you say is the biggest challenge that you face as Blowout&Go? What is your biggest challenge within the industry?
For me, the biggest challenge has been actually the education part, I would say, or train people to have the same vision as yourself. Okay. That has been the biggest challenge. I think also, since you're coming from the same industry yourself as well, I think this is something that you also can identify yourself with it, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So like, touching on that then, how do you do that? How do you educate your team to have your vision?
I'm trying to be a leader for them. I'm not trying to be boss and sit on top and just give them orders and say do this, do that. Every single time there is a big event or there is something going on, I'm there in the field with them. If they are coming and telling me we have logistic problem, or the drivers saying that, let's say for example, because we travel around the UAE.
Yeah.
So let's say for example the drivers are coming and saying that this is traffic, this, and we have problem with this and that. I become a driver one day. I change roles, or I have gone with my team to the big events and have been assistants for them that people doesn't know. They also started asking, oh, who's the owner of the company and everything. I have many times said, oh, she's from this and that. I've tried to So this has been just because for me to understand, because once you're on the field with them, then you can understand what the struggle is.
Yeah,
That's something that I believe has been something that...
Okay. What would you say the biggest risk is you've ever taken?
Working with my husband in the same field. That is something that it takes the guts.
So like, someone that wants to start out their career as an entrepreneur in the industry, what's the one piece of advice you would give them?
Be yourself. If you have enough passion, and if you really have a vision, you can build from zero to everything. Just have the right passion and just think of going organically forward.
And talking about passion, like it's an industry that I think if you're not passionate about it, you can't be in it. But how do you keep your passion alive? How do you, we all have those days where we just, we're done with it. But how do you keep that alive? How do you stay motivated?
It's basically having different hats. You have to know that when you're home, for example, you are a mother. When you're out, no matter how much challenge and problems you have, when you go into your HQ, for example, when you have your team looking at you, it's not about you anymore. It's about actually them and giving them the vision and the future, talking about it. So you have to forget about who you are and just be out there for them no matter what.
So it's clear that this is a big operation.
It started in back of my garage.
Yeah, exactly. So, but like, obviously, like I can see it growing from an outsider. Like, on the inside, where are you seeing it growing, or where would you like to expand to, or do you have plans to expand to other countries, or?
Yes, we are thinking globally. And with the help of the technology that actually we developed into our system, this is possible now, because otherwise we would be having a cap. We would not grow more than a certain number, let's say, of the stylists. And then because we are, as you know, we are not a salon. We are not operating as a salon.
Yeah.
And that itself has been actually challenging, as we know. And then to be able to grow in the expand that we want, then the technology had to come over and take, because it's a logistic nightmare. It's a lot about, and which is I have a team that are dedicated, which I'm so bad at numbers and all that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I leave it to that's actually that part my husband comes in, the co-founder actually. And he's the one that is taking care of that department. So one of the reasons maybe we don't fight much is because he's doing
one thing you had another, yeah.
That's actually something that I would advise.
And just touching on that, like with the, say you're not a salon, Blowout&Go is not a salon, it's a salon service, we'll say, at your door, right? But like, would you look at partnering with salons? Is that something that you would like to?
See, I'm so open. I'm so open to work with it, which I do. I work with a lot of salons myself. I see a lot of salons owners that we are friends, and the ones that understand our concept, I think then when they first think that okay, we are not a threat for them.
Exactly, it's a different
demographic. It's a different target, different way of, because we are all about express service. While the salons doesn't, if they have just a little bit of time, that express service, they would not. If that's the thing, I'm trying to educate and trying to tell people that we are not salon, for them to understand at the same time. If you know what I mean, it's just it's that itself is also a challenge, to be out there and tell people that we are not a salon. We are here. We are as a glam squad. We come to you, we pamper you in a space of no time, and then we go.
And touching on that, like with Blowout&Go as a brand, how are you making people aware of the brand? Like, how are you?
Social media, first of all, has been the first step for us. That has been amazing step, because again, we use it in the right target, the right way, organic way. And brands, which they approached to us, because for me it was all about affordable luxury. I wanted every single woman to have their own glam squad. I want everyone to feel like they are, like if I stay at Kim Kardashian's glam squad, because that's what you see normally, because in the reality, and then you see a lot of people around that person and they glam that person up, and that's what they like. Everybody wants to have, oh, I wish I had that. I wanted to give this to every woman in this town for them to feel they are special.
And obviously, like it starts early morning. You're at events in the evening. It's
non-stop.
It's non-stop. Like, how do you relax? Do you have downtime?
For me, to spend the time with my daughter, it's just the relaxing time for me. And just doing some staycations, small staycations here and there, just to get out of the mode, like the zone that I am. I have to always be out there leading the team and everything. When I'm with my daughter, that's my time, which I relax.
Paria, it was amazing to speak with you.
Thank you.
We hope you come back next year.
Thank you so much. Thank you.